Silverstone set the scene for another epic round of 2022 MotoGP World Championship action. A superb ride from Pecco Bagnaia saw the factory Ducati star claim a fourth win of the year, with Aprilia's Maverick Viñales and Bagnaia's teammate Jack Miller joining him on the podium. There was drama everywhere you looked on circuit, and you may not have caught everything that happened, so these are your other battles from the British Grand Prix. Lights out in Silverstone saw some friendly fire between the Ducatis, with Gresini's Enea Bastianini getting beat up by the Desmos Edicis of Jorge Martin and Marco Bezzecchi. As a result, the Italian's GP22 had lost a wing before reaching the very first corner. Despite the loss, Bastianini began to fly around the midway stage of the race. Having slipped behind the RC16 of Brad Binder, the Italian struck back on lap 10 to get himself into the top 10 before going on to dispose of another factory KTM. The Gresini man getting past Miguel Oliveira at Stowe on lap 13. One lap later, and Aleix Espargaro could do little to stop Bastianini from soaring up the standings, while he moved past Joan Mir on the same lap before the Suzuki man crashed out of contention. Next up was a battle with another world champion, as Fabio Quartararo did his best to stave off the attentions of Bastianini, but eventually ceded a place in the top 6 to the GP22. Bastianini's day wasn't done yet, with Alex Rins, another fading rider, he got the better of on the penultimate lap, before he did his chances of earning that coveted factory Ducati seat no harm with the final sector overtake of Pramac rival Martin at Brooklands, which saw him claim 4th place on the day and end up in Parc Ferme as the top independent rider. The British GP gave us an enthralling race that had plenty of twists and turns, but one surprise we didn't see coming was the championship top 2 mired in mid-pack. It culminated in some last lap title drama, but how did either rider end up there? Well, in Aleix Espargaro's case, the Aprilia rider fought through the pain barrier after a nasty high side during Saturday's free practice saw him fracture his heel. The number 41 did take his place on the grid, though he lost out to Pramac's Martin in the early exchanges. He was then pitted in battle against Joan Mir for the majority of the race before the Majorcan's day ended early with his lap 15 crash. Double trouble followed soon after as Bastianini and Oliveira charged through on the RSGP, leaving him in P9. For Fabio Quartararo, a long lap penalty nullified his strong start, and that dropped him into the clutches of Martin, with the Spaniard striking a move past the reigning champion just a few short laps later. Maverick Viñales earned his second ever podium in Aprilia colours, with the number 12 checking off Quartararo's name on his way to P2. With 2 laps remaining, the Yamaha rider's decision to go with a soft-medium tyre combination was beginning to backfire, with KTM's Oliveira the next to go through on him. By the time the last lap rolled around, the title contenders were facing off for P8. Aleix Espargaro put in a heroic effort just to see the checkered flag for a huge moral victory, but it was almost so much better as he attempted a manoeuvre past his championship rival in the final sector, but he couldn't quite make it stick. Further back, there was some Honda on Honda action as Takaki Nakagami blew by LCR teammate Alex Marquez at the end of the 11th lap on his way to a point-scoring finish. There was more disappointment coming the way of Marquez as Andrea Dovizioso edged him out on the last lap, but it wasn't enough for the soon-to-be-retired Italian to take the final points on offer, with that honour going to factory counterpart Franco Morbidelli. As we wave goodbye to a memorable event at Silverstone, it's on to the next one as MotoGP heads to the Red Bull Ring. It's set to be another blockbuster event in Spielberg, and we cannot wait. The Austrian GP kicks off on August 19th. Make sure you tune in then.